Good morning, ladies and gents of the Eastern Time Zone. Thank you for waking up at the ass crack of dawn to view this exciting duel between the Germans. If you are from Europe, this is your afternoon, so disregard my previous statement. Anyways, we are going to see Moon versus Artemis today. I am joined by Lany, who's not in the lobby yet. How do you do, Lany?
I'm doing great, trying to start the game right now. For some reason, it's taking some time. I'm glad to be here today for this. I'm so excited for this one.
Hmm.
This has history. This is anticipated in terms of it's bound to provide a great match because these players are so they came such different paths. They started from the same point, kinda, took completely different directions, and now they are back together, and nobody knows who's going to win this.
Right.
We'll talk about this a little bit more later, I think, but I'm excited for this one.
I agree, and I think one of the most exciting things about this 2021 1v1 tourney is that we've seen lots of these interesting matchups where it's like, you know, it's going to be a good game. You know, it's going to be close. Like we had Scythe Army that was similar, and now we get to see Moon Artemis, like you said, very hyped. Now these guys have been waiting for a while, so I'm going to start the draft. Do you want to talk
Sure.
through previous bans?
Yeah, I've been going through their previous matches a little bit, and Artemis banned Bothawui the most, so maybe that's something he will do again. While Moon banned Dantooine the most, and there's one thing that really stood out to me, and that is that Artemis has picked Geonosis in each of his matches so far.
So far, that is correct. We do
Oh,
have
there's
that
the
Botham ban.
Botham ban. Yeah,
We
yeah,
also
yeah,
have
yeah.
that Endor.
Endor. All right, that's
Interesting
something that
ban.
Moon has both picked and banned before, but he feels against Artemis he'd rather ban it.
Which is interesting because Rex had that show match on Endor versus Artemis where Rex beat Artemis. So
Mhm.
interesting.
Um, I was curious whether Moonshot would actually ban Geonosis, because if that's what Artemis always picks and
Mhm.
plays,
But then
then
again,
that might be tempting.
there's also strategy in knowing if your opponent always picks a map, then you wait for them to pick it and you get the faction pick and you can implement your strategy.
Oh, that's you can really prepare for that
Mm-hmm.
if you know it's coming, right?
Artemis, huh?
All
Oh,
right, I
maybe
got the
Artemis
chat
isn't used to being the low seed.
open too. Um, yeah, that's true. Maybe he
Okay,
was
yeah.
even. I don't remember actually if he was the highest seed in the group stages. Might be that he was. And Castle, he banned that against me too. So that might be something he knows from back in the day, that Moon and I were pretty good on that map. Because speaking about back in the day, Artemis and Moon are actually teammates, kind of. In 2010, 2011, they were part of the same clan in Germany. Well, rather than in Germany, made up of German players.
Were they part of a clan?
Yep, that was me. That was myself. That was Moon. That was Artemis. That was Leviathan and Aukta. Sky Guy too, though he was more as he took the thing by name, but he wasn't really into. Yeah, he didn't play as much as the others. Is what I'm trying to say. Yep.
All right, well, we do
So
have.
they have history, and then Artemis just vanished basically from the EW scene. And Moon, you know him from the 2v2s and from the 2019 tournament. Now they are back together.
We do have Polis as our first map with Moon picking Rebellion. Interesting to see what his rebel start is because I think we've seen a lot of new adaptations to the meta on this map.
Hmm. We've seen different things work. I think that's a map that facilitates different things working out.
I had my fingers on my
Um,
hotkeys like I was gonna play. I got game control aid.
all right.
Where's the habit?
Yeah, so both go directly for the opposing baseman. Are we going to see a little bit of a
Ooh, little
splash at the
joust in the
center?
middle. Ooh, he
Yep,
got a TIE
one
fighter off.
time.
Oh, and that TIE fighter wasn't double right clicked, so it had to change its formation. Alright, he is electing to kill it with X-Wings. And
That's the
I think
double
he's gonna
damage
build
hit.
this turret. Maybe not. Oh, he
Oh, he actually hit the...
Oh,
And he's unsure as to where he
ooh.
wants to go. Oh, that's a bit of a bummer.
Yeah.
It's never nice to start out with something like that.
Meanwhile, that baseline is still getting hit
I'm
with
kind
only
of
two
expecting the
X-Wings.
bomber here. Yep, there's a bomber.
Yep. That seems to be the favored Empire strat.
Because you do get the first double damage hit
That,
if you are quick.
and you can also,
Oh, he didn't.
and if they're not paying attention, you can also kind of hide it in the Ion Nebula, so it doesn't even
True.
show up on the minimap. All right,
And now
Moon is
all the
building
mines are being
bottom
built on the
left.
left side. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Which
yeah,
I
yeah.
wonder if he's going to get away with this, because that was also really late if that's what his original intention was, because he was sort of an all over. Oh,
Yeah,
does
he
he
sees
spot
the
the
middle
middle
mine.
mine? Yes, very good.
Yeah. He might
Em
actually be tempted to just build a turret there. No, he goes there with all his
looks
units.
like Artemis is starting his Empire strat exactly how I did versus Jax,
Mhm.
with the exception of he also built a middle mine. So he has 2 mines up right now, the Empire player does.
Yep.
But he did not check the bottom left mine.
And he's now actually going out of the nebula to defend
Mhm.
here, which I think is a bit scary because if that mine dies, that's a nice dogfight for Moon right now with the numbers,
Yeah,
but there's more TIE fighters coming in.
I think he just warped in another TIE fighter, but I think that he's low on credits, though, isn't he? Oh
Oh,
my
Moon.
gosh, I have the overlay not
That's
picked.
dangerous. If you fly away there, you might do the scythe and throw away all your X-Wings in the nebula.
Right. All I was thinking was that this mine, I think, could have potentially been built as soon as it came up, but then again, there's already quite a cloud. Holy cow, I had the overlay messed up for so long this game, but it's no bueno.
Cuarson. Look at this.
Yep.
Artemis is not defending. He's just sitting there.
Yeah, this is looking very good for Moon already. There's just not a lot
It's
of TIE
looking good for
fighters.
both, kinda. Oh, Moon finds the base mine. Nice.
Yep.
Gets double champion. Nice timing.
And there's already a lot of X-Wings on the field.
Yeah. He's gonna win the dogfight on the left side.
Yeah.
Easily.
And he has his
So the
base mine
X-Wing should
going
come
up.
out.
Empire's going to find it, but unless they have a bomber, that's going to go up.
Now let's see. Looking at Artemis's credits, he has spent pretty much everything right now. So I think he saw the mine and then bought another unit, maybe a bomber.
All right. These
It's a
X-Wings
tie.
finish off the middle mine. They're going up to join. Oh, wow. Even in the Ion Nebula, those X-Wings overwhelmingly won that dogfight, and he immediately builds the mine. Good.
It's not an Ion Nebula, though.
Ooh, it has the sparkles. Oh, that's right. I
It's
forget.
purple. It's purple.
Ah, I thought that too, and then I saw this lightning. Oh, well. First stream of the day.
But yeah, Moon is looking strong. He has a
This
big
dogfight is not
blob
going
of
to be
X-Wings,
great.
and if he finds these TIE fighters, I
Oh,
think
yeah.
that's the winning move here. Yeah,
Oh.
he's on the hunt,
Oh, okay,
and
good.
he finds them and he kills them.
Good. Meanwhile, he also has that Nebula mine going up. That's good insurance.
Exactly. And
Empire's
already on 500 credits.
Empire's trying to clear out his base mine, but yeah, this is looking very good. He just has too many X-Wings already. So, 2 things I think that really defines the loss is Artemis never scouted this mine early, I think.
Mhm.
And also, he went for the defense approach, but didn't get the engine upgrade. Instead, he elected to build both middle and top left, which then becomes you don't have a lot of TIE fighters to defend them, and then, well, you saw the X-Wings just went from one to the next.
Yeah. And now Moon is in a position where he did what Scythe did so well against Ormila. He just builds the mine on the opposite end of the map for the TIE fighters. And as you all know, TIE fighters are slow, so that gives him a lot of time to, generate money and
Get
income.
more X-Wings, pick off more TIE fighters, build more mines.
Oh,
Will Moon
okay.
find that TIE fighter in the corner down here, though?
Will Moon rebuild his base mine? He has the
Oh,
money.
yeah, I think he will.
Top bottom
man.
left.
But, unless Empire has something for it.
I think. Oh, there's the bomber.
Man. Big rip.
Oh, nice.
But,
nice.
you know, the X-Wings are moving up to defend this Nebula mine, and I think that they will quickly take care of that. Ooh, the bomber is immediately pathing over to check the Rebel base mine. Smart, smart.
Yeah, that's the right move, I think.
All right. These X-Wings are going to catch those TIE fighters and kill them. These TIE fighters in the Nebula are going to die to the X-Wings. I don't know if it'll be before. Oh.
I think Moon is expecting the bomber to come and is actually intercepting him.
Yep.
And again, great dogfight for Moon here. He even is so cocky as to send one X-Wing away.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, he's losing his X-Wings here against the station. Now he's moved them away. All right.
Well, I mean, this is total map controlled. There's nothing Empire can do about this, so I think that's already GG. Like, Empire has no vision on the map. They have no units on the map. Like, not a TIE fighter. Oh, now
I
they have
want to
one.
talk about this. I want to talk about this here.
Yeah.
Because what Moon is doing, using his weak and useless X-Wings to just show himself in the vision range of the stations from time to time, just to dissuade Artemis from building his base mine ever again, is only possible because this turret is not built by Empire. And we have seen that oftentimes that Empire actually builds that turret. And I think that's an interesting dynamic right now, that Moon is able to do that in this instance.
Right. Well, there's GG.
Yeah, GG indeed. Oh, I wanted to type the GG, but everyone already left. Interesting, great start. I thought that was a very interesting match. Both players had the ability to get mines up that lived for quite some time. And in the end, I think Moon just found really, really nice dogfights.
Okay. All right. So now it's on to Moon's map pick. What do you think we're going to see?
Can you repeat, what was the third ban?
The third ban was Kessel. Bans were Bothan, Endor, Kessel, and we picked Polith.
Okay,
I wonder if Moon's
perfect.
going to
Yeah.
back-to-back Polith.
Maybe. I don't think it's his favorite map.
Naboo, you predicted
No.
that, didn't you?
Well, I don't know if I did it on stream, but yeah, it was certainly on my list of maps.
And
I think that were likely for him to pick them. I know he likes the map. I know he's comfortable playing both factions, yada yada. But I think so is Artemis. Artemis picked that map before too. He's played it very successfully. He likes using a bomber as the Empire, but he picks rebels. So maybe in his training he has found new ways to play this map with rebels. I'm very excited to see what he comes up with.
wait on you, lady.
Alrighty, give him the countdown.
Here we go. Okay. Oh,
wait,
wrong map.
that's the wrong map. Okay.
Not one of us caught that either.
Nope. Wait, the match is called Realm versus Pragmatic. But
Does it matter? I have the glitch where every time it just defaults to that. I'm sick of typing it, okay?
Alright. We are live with a Realm versus Pragmatic.
Noob streamer. Noob streamer.
This looked like Naboo.
Oh, they must have thrown him for a loop when they saw the minimap.
It definitely did throw me. It took like 2 seconds for me to realize what was wrong after I realized that something is wrong.
Because it just looked like the map was sideways. Okay. We do have Empire electing to build the laser turret. Rookie mistake, Moon.
Yeah, that allows the rebels to sit in the corner here.
Yeah. Alright, let's see if we see the TIE Bomber. Do you think we'll see TIE Bomber or TIE Fighters? For the base mine.
I'd put my money on a bomber.
Me too. Especially seeing that he's already committing to the bottom left this early. There's the bomber. I think it was a little late. But no, the Rebel doesn't have a turret for it to worry about, so it'll definitely get it. It'll just take 2 approaches. Yeah. And meanwhile, Rebels did get that base mine pretty quick. Empire is entering the nebula, full strength, to find the mine that just went up. Ooh.
Artemis is not evading with his X-Wing, so he lost a lot of them. And the TIEs are gonna find bottom left. That's really good for Moon right now, I think. Oh, don't turn around, Moon. What is this? There's a mine. Attack it. Alright, he fixed that one. And Artemis is now coming in hot on the right side.
He's sitting up here instead of going for the supply dock. How do you feel about that?
I don't like it.
You think you should always go for the supply dock?
Yes, definitely. You come from the left side where there are no missiles, so Artemis would have had to use one X-Wing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no turret, so...
Empire immediately rebuilds the base mine. The X-Wings
will
not be ready.
Oh, he finds the TIEs.
Yeah, but he finds the TIEs. But at the same time...
that's wasting so much time down there. He should be here and going up right now.
I would say, because he's fighting the TIEs with his whole cloud, Empire base mine is guaranteed to go back up. X-Wings do find the bomber. Bottom left nebula mine is down. Credits. Rebellion almost has enough to build another mine. But Empire will be back in the vicinity momentarily. Empire does win the
Um,
Dogfight Nebula. Ooh, this is not good for Rebels.
oh yeah, Empire can now
It's
build this easy to defend mine.
not
And
only is it easy to defend, he already has an established mine up here.
you think Moon should call in a TIE fighter up here?
I would. Absolutely. Anything
Okay.
to stall that out, because right now, as long as the only thing that can even bring Rebellion. Oh my goodness. This is really unfortunate for Artemis. I really hope Moon has a bomber.
Is it just unfortunate by Artemis, or is it just that Moon has a really good read right now on the map?
I think both? I think when he's clearing out his base mine, and he only has money to build enough mine, to build one mine, that the base mine would be the better one to build, because it's a trek to get over there as Empire. All right,
It's quite a hike. It's
heavy
quite a
line is
hike, yeah.
building. Yeah, I don't know. Oof.
Yeah, he gets the Empire base mine, but again, he's losing a couple of X-Wings in the process of doing so, and that's expensive.
And the bottom left is going up, as expected. And now he's going to lose some more X-Wings in this dogfight around this mine, because that mine will pop
Um,
before the X-Wings arrive. He is
Artemis
already.
will get the money he needs to rebuild his base mine, though. He's
Yep,
sitting on 950 right
that
now.
is true, but he's going to have to warp in something to rebuild it, and there's a TIE fighter up in the corner.
And even more so, maybe, is that there is a very, very dogfight. He will lose some X-Wings there.
Yeah, he's going to lose all of his X-Wings, because what Moon's going to do, exactly. Moon has a mine. There's no reason to not just keep popping in TIE fighters until the X-Wings are gone.
Alright, makes sense, makes sense.
So I think that Moon is just going to fully commit to this dogfight in the game. Yep.
Wow. Empire win on Naboo.
Nice. It's always nice to see. Fix the name. Okay. On to game 3. Will this be a 3-0?
Well, currently looks like that Moon has just a perfect read on mining decisions on the side of Artemis. And if that continues, then I can see this being a 3-0. Especially since Moon is the faction pick in this one.
Mm-hmm. And they've
It's
been
gonna be
relatively
Dantooine.
quick games, too. We've only been on stream for 20 minutes. Even less, I think.
Right. Yeah.
I corrected myself. I have a bad habit of when someone's up 2-0 saying final map pick. Putting the pressure on accident. Let's do Dantooine. I will click the map now.
All
That we
right,
don't get
we
a
see
repeat.
Dantooine. So Artemis is saying it looks like Moon just knows to play the old maps. Let's get the new map. Maybe he's not as crisp on those.
And he did beat you on Dantooine, so maybe he thinks that's like his ace in the hole.
He did beat me on Dantooine.
But everybody's beaten Lady on Dantooine.
Everybody's beating me on Dantooine.
I've beaten Lady on Dantooine. Hardy Eyes beaten
beat
Lady
me.
on Dantooine.
Ah, boy.
The little dust bunnies under Lane's desk has beaten him on Dantooine.
Everybody and their dogs is beating me on Dantooine. It's pretty tragic, actually.
Just waiting on Moon's faction pick. I think he's really
Moon
thinking it
is...
through.
I know from warming him up earlier that he is not really sure what faction he wants to play on Dantooine.
Oh man.
So that's actually a sign as to that he's not really comfortable with the map. So that might have been just the perfect pick for Artemis here.
Good. I'm hoping to see an Artemis comeback. All right, he does pick Rebellion.
All right. Rebellions are hard to play on this map, I feel like. But then again, that might just be me. I don't know.
I think this map has different, like, it's similar to some of the other maps where the preferred faction changes its skill level and just knowing the map. Because I think some people feel Rebellion's really easy, but I feel like that's true if Empire builds every mine they see at the beginning of the game, and then Rebels just pop it in the game.
Mm-hmm. But this Empire base mine is just so difficult to attack.
Oh yeah,
Ah,
it's far away. The station is like perfectly so like there's no way to approach it without swerving all the way around it. And that turret is really good for it too.
so aggressive start from Artemis. He wants to use his first TIE fighter to build a base mine instead of going there directly, which loses him a couple seconds of income. But gives him a couple of seconds of like map presence on the other hand.
Rebels going for this turret.
Laser. And looks like Moon wants to build the missiles on the left side. Interesting.
All right,
Oh,
Empire
Moon's
does
going up.
immediately build this. Ooh. I say
And it's going down.
Empire likes a lot of Empire players like to build this mine, and I think that's where Rebels can feel real. Ooh, Empire's building both side mines. Interesting. Where did the X-wing go that built this?
Empire just builds
Oh, there it is.
everything.
Oh yeah, but
Wow.
this is what I'm talking about, and I think this is why people think this map is very rebel-sided, because when the Empire player plays like this, it's very hard to come back as Empire because they're gonna lose both of these mines before they're built. Oh, maybe not
And
the
now
bottom right
Artemis
one.
is even defending here. So he's trying to attack and defend at the same
Oh,
time.
but Artemis also built
Scythe-
this.
That's what I said.
Oh,
Exactly. He's
I
just
didn't see
building
that one.
everything.
Maybe this is the play. Will he be? I guess it comes down to can he kill the rebel base mine?
It's not the play because Moon even got double damage coming up here.
Yeah.
And the attack on the base mine is not really going along as
So-
nicely as it could have.
Remember my comment right before the game started about Rebs can feel really strong against an Empire player who just
Builds all the
overcommits.
mines,
Yeah.
and then Artemis just
That's
builds all the mines.
exactly
But
what we see.
let's not get ahead of ourselves because Artemis has his base mine.
And he
doesn't
has a
have
lot of
turret
TIE
there,
fighters.
and he has a lot of TIE fighters.
Because,
Exactly.
yeah, Moon hasn't really killed any TIE fighters, but...
So this is not over.
Wow! So, Empires be the only one with income. But they also had to
Exactly.
spend a lot of money to do so. Oh, and he's building the mid-mine!
Oh,
And he's
that's
building...
and he's
Where's
building
all
left
this
again.
money coming from? He's already built 6 mines this game.
So he's just overwhelming the capacity of Moon to destroy stuff. Is Moon just clairvoyant? How does he go mid now?
Well, maybe he figured it's the only mine he hasn't seen built this game.
Maybe.
6
And
mines.
now-
Holy, that's so much money. That's approaching 5k credits in mines, isn't it?
Yes. Yes,
Like-
definitely.
That's a lot of money, but
Moon?
it comes up.
I think it's
Oh.
working. I think it's working.
Can he defend his base mine? Oh,
Um,
there's getting a dangerous amount of TIE fighters in the field. Oh, he's gonna
See?
build this mine. He has enough to build another mine. He's
I
gonna do
don't.
it.
I don't even understand the map, but I'm spectating and I'm seeing both players. What is happening?
Oh man, oh
What?
man, oh man. I wish these TIE fighters had engine upgrade to really punish this base mine. So what happened is Artemis chose not to build his turret. It just chose to build mines.
Yeah, and it's working. Look at the amount of TIE fighters he has. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 TIE fighters on the field, and 2 mines being up in a second. And Moon can't even build the top mine because there's TIE fighters. And Moon is losing his X-Wings. It's actually working out. This is
Yeah.
so crazy.
Rex thinks that Moon should have left his starting
Oh.
units behind to dogfight.
To just deny the mine from going up again.
But this
Yep,
mine's gonna go
yep,
up,
that's
yeah.
actually a interesting.
This is
Point.
Artemis's game. I don't see a way Moon can come back from this. Like, Artemis just has way too much map control right now. Too many TIE fighters everywhere. Oh! Ooh! Ooga!
Artemis doesn't get baited though.
But, you know, I wonder if he's gonna try building this even with the missile turret. He could always just let a TIE fighter soak the damage if he knows there's no X-Wings near it. Oh man.
True.
Come on, get that engine upgrade. I wanna see kill these things.
This is looking bad for Moon. I
Yeah.
think it's over.
Yeah. Like
What
yeah.
a game. What a game.
Oh, but his base mine is going up. There is a TIE fighter ready to scout. Ooh, this would be a juicy bomber. But I think Artemis will choose to build the mine. Yup.
Yeah?
He canceled the TIE fighter to buy the mine.
Okay.
Because he was sitting at 500, and then all of a sudden he built the mine. Which I think was the right play, honestly. And if he could build middle mine as well, that'd be dope. Oh, more X-Wings coming in. Rebellion base mine does go up. Oh
So,
man, if he had engine
uh,
upgrade, he'd be shredding these X-Wings in the bottom.
okay, so it looks like it's very important for the rebels to prevent these mines from going up again, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you want to like leave one unit behind to prevent that, or maybe something like that. Ah,
Oh, like... Oh, can he get this, is the question.
he's actually
Oh, no, he's
not
flying by
attacking
it.
it correctly.
Is this the weak moon mental that we saw in the 2v2 tourney? Is this him taking boba bombs to the face after stop commanding? Oh, he's circling. Man,
The
there's
bottom right
just
side is just
so many
disgusting.
fires. I wish he had the edge upgrade, but nope. He got supply levels too. Can't blame him, but please get the engine upgrade.
This is when you wish as a rebel player that this was a mirror match and you could build Boba Fett.
Yeah. Oh, oh, is Moon gonna get debated into building that while Empire's Vision?
I think he is.
Oh,
I think he is.
he's desperate.
Yep.
Oh man! Oh man, Empire has so much money. When is their tech gonna finish?
Are they pop capped now? I think they are.
I'm assuming he's teching because look at his credits. Oh man, he even got debated. Moon calls
All right,
GG.
looks like Artemis is really, really good in with Empire and Tatooine.
That was one of the best games of this tourney, I feel like. At the beginning, I was like, what are you doing? I was not expecting anything I just saw there. Ooh. What did you think of that, Lany?
All right, can you host?
Yeah, I just have to fix the
I
name again.
think I'm not in a position to make any comments on Tatooine gameplay. But why did it work? It's like, it blows my mind. It blows my mind more than Moon had to blow minds in the beginning.
See, I'll tell you why it worked. I didn't jinx them by saying final map pick. I said third map pick. You're welcome, Artemis.
And we have the Geo pick. Oh, I like this one. Geo has just so many strategies, and Moon knows, like, Moon has a list of like 5 things he can do with Empire, and I'm so curious to see what he picks.
Okay.
4th Rebels pick in this matchup. So both players seem to really like
Maybe I should pick
Rebels
the right
as a
map.
faction.
Oops.
Please do. Please do.
Oh man.
So is this the start of the comeback for Artemis?
It might be. Like well, you were his partner. Would you say that Moon is prone to tilts?
I would say yes.
So do you
He
think
is.
that would be enough to at least like take a little off his mental?
I think not for the sole reason that it was Dantooine, the map where he wasn't comfortable to begin with.
This is
So
important
he
to
can
note.
just chuck this off as oh, no turret. He can just chuck this off as okay, it was Dantooine, so that's why I lost. I don't think it would tilt him.
Is Moon going for the IPV?
I don't think so, because he's building the middle mine. But maybe he is still doing it. I don't know.
Ooh, I like this.
Bottom mine. Also both with a very interesting start. Middle mine going up. Only one middle mine going up is what I was about to say, and we have the bottom mine going up, but Moon will find
Oh,
that.
we're gonna miss some double damage potentially on this mine up top. Yep.
But Moon, I think he gets a double damage on the base mine. Did he? Oh, just about. Yeah.
Man, that's good.
Nice.
And Artemis missed a lot of double damage on the Empire mine.
Now we have 3 TIE fighters bottom right.
And Artemis does know this mine went up. But ooh, the Empire. I mean, the Rebellion mine died before the Empire mine did. That's never good.
Yeah. Also to note, we have the engine upgrade, and looks like Moon is going for a all-out TIE Fighters approach here.
Mm-hmm.
Might even be thinking about defending mid now, but I think it's too late.
Right.
Ah.
Oh, oh man. Oh, what do you think he's going to target next?
The best target in terms of effect is the hangar, but I don't think he's actually microing the bomber right now. He's just like, mission accomplished, let's go.
Anything else is a bonus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, Moon doesn't have a lot of units on the map, though. No supply dock, but also no units for Moon. He can rebuild the base mine, and
Ooh, he's going for the comma ray.
oh, he has a couple more TIE fighters. So he wants to bind the X-wings, I think, is what he wants
Yep.
to do while he
That way,
rebuilds the base mine.
exactly. Which I think is a solid strategy.
Okay, yeah. Especially if the supply dock is down, right?
Especially because he has the engine upgrade. So even if the X-wings try to, like, the X-wings can't run away with the cloud in the way. If they try to get back to the base mine to check it, he's just gonna pick them off. The X-wings
Exactly,
are
yeah.
forced to duel here. Oh, and he catches the other X-wings trying to sneak by.
Nice.
So yeah, this
So
is looking pretty over.
yeah, and right now, every X-Wing that dies for Artemis takes twice as long to replenish. So that's why I think just War of Attrition is really good for Moon right now.
Especially that engine upgrade. Like,
Y-Wing.
that's unexpected.
I think he blocked one of the volleys.
Ooh, what the? Did you see that Y-Wing loop around the mine at Mach 10? One of the bombers was still over here, but the other two pathed around the mine, and they like zoom. Interesting.
Looks like the mine will live for a little bit longer.
Wow. Those X-Wings overwhelmingly won that dogfight.
I didn't expect that, yeah.
I don't think Moon expected that either.
But still, I think long-term this benefits Moon, because Artemis is again losing a couple of X-Wings here. And he will soon be sitting on his starting units only, basically, because, well, he doesn't get any money.
Neither player has enough money for a mine either. So.
Artemis on 600, Moon on 300.
And Artemis chose to build another TIE fighter because his credit's dead to 3.
Well, Artemis doesn't build TIE fighters, so.
Oh. Or rather, Moon. Oh, but he canceled it. Okay.
Yeah, and I see X-Wings dying. So I think this is working out perfectly for Moon.
Half the fighters in that squad are invisible, so it looked really whack. Oh, wow. There we go. I don't understand how they won that dogfight, but they lost the one in the middle. That was good.
That was really good, yeah. I'll be gone for 1 minute. I'll be back in a moment.
Okay. Good games, guys. Good games.
Yeah.
Lany will be right back, but why don't we talk through the bans really quick? Lany actually anticipated the first ban, which was... I don't remember what it was, but I know Lany thought it was going to happen.
I think it was both, and yeah, I think I banned it every time so far.
Yeah. You just not like the map?
Yeah, not really.
Interesting. So, next map ban wasn't Castle. What was the next one?
It was Endor.
Oh yes, it was Endor. Can you talk through the Endor ban, Moon?
I feel like I'm not as comfortable on this map as on other maps, so I kind of took it out of the equation to focus on other maps to practice for.
Makes sense.
So
And the final map ban was Kessel. Were you just afraid of Moon's Kessel, Artemis?
Not so much. Actually, I wanted to ban Endor as well, so I didn't really know what map to ban.
So you just were kind of stuck in that situation of, what now?
Yeah, exactly.
That's interesting. Neither player wanted to play Endor. Neat.
Yeah, fuck this map.
Yeah.
Is
It's like,
is it because of the
So I have to
changes to
pay
the map?
attention on dropping the F-bomb, not that this stream is PG-18 or something.
It's immediately demonetized and
Yeah,
will
I
be
thought so.
muted and deleted. Yeah, no, I think it's.
Yeah, we just talked through the bans, Lany. We were just about to talk into the first
Mhm.
map pick, which was Polis, which is a map that, despite I don't think ever being played in the majors in the previous tournament, has actually seen a lot of play in this tourney.
Well, it's technically it's kind of a different map now, though, right? It was rebuilt in a way that it's actually playable and winnable with the rebel side. Point taken. Moon 1 is the rebels here. And Polos seems to be a nice pick for the lower seed player because I feel like you can win with both factions. I think most players feel like that. Do you guys feel like that?
yeah, that was exactly my reasoning behind that. I mean, I turned out to be wrong and assuming that I could beat him with Empire, but still.
Yeah, I really enjoy this map because it has an interesting layout. I mean, it's been talked about before, but it's asymmetrical, so it's really fun. I really enjoy asymmetrical maps. So
Yeah, me too.
not always the fights in corners and like order run, and yeah. So
Right. So on Polos, it was really interesting because you pretty much simultaneously just built all the mines on the left side. Both players. Moon built and Artemis built top left and the middle mine. And at that point, I couldn't tell who that was benefiting because it took Moon a long time to get to the top left mine because he had to deal with the middle mine first. So that was nice for Artemis. At the same time, Artemis took very long to arrive at the bottom left side to destroy Moon's mine. So it was kind of in the balance somewhat in that sense. So maybe question for you, Moon, because that's not something you usually see often. Is what did you feel? What was your reaction to seeing that middle mine going up?
Well, my first thought was, yeah, focus on this one because I feel like if I had followed my initial plan, which is obviously from going from the base mine to the upper left nebula mine, I feel like both mines would have stayed up way too long. So I focused. I sent my 3 X-wings coming from the right to the middle one as well to take this mine out, and I realized if I bulk all these X-wings together, they should have an easy time with the upper left mine in the nebula. So, and during this, my bottom left mine, I think, was up quite some time. At least I felt quite safe with it in that direction. So, yeah, focusing on the middle mine, then take that bulk and deal with the nebula mine was the plan,
Yeah.
which worked out. Yeah.
There was one point right at that point, Artemis, when Moon destroyed the middle mine and then went up, and you were chasing him, which obviously is really nice as the Empire because there's a nebula and you will be able to do a lot of damage. But right when Moon entered the nebula, your TIE fighters just stopped and were sitting there. So that was pretty heart wrenching to see. What happened there?
Yeah, I noticed that as well. I don't know, either I just gave the wrong movement command or maybe they destroyed an X-wing and they just had no new target. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Also, no engine upgrade. Was that deliberate?
Yeah, in practice matches, I never did it lately, and I didn't really notice that much of a difference. So yeah, I kind of prefer to take the credits for additional fighters or additional mines.
Yeah, that's fair enough, especially since there's a nebula, so the X-wings are slow anyway.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So Cuarson, what did you think was the culprit, the central point that made this game swing into Moon's favor?
Well, I think there was a couple points. So I remember we talked on stream later into the game. One of the dogfights was like the final blow, but I think Empire needed to scout the bottom left mine much sooner than they did, especially because they already had taken care of the rebel base mine, obviously had vision of the other 2 mines because they had built them. So the bottom left mine was the only mine they didn't have vision of, and it was, of course, building. So I think maybe if they'd caught that sooner. I also think defending without the engine upgrade never goes well for Empire because it just TIE fighters are not great at defending without the engine upgrade. I don't know.
I think it doesn't really matter when you're defending the Nebula Mine, but
That's also
especially
true.
with my TIE fighters stopping up there, that didn't help because you had like half the mine down in your first run, and my TIE fighters weren't even there. So
Yeah.
I
All right.
couldn't
After
really
the
defend it.
correct, because after that mine went down, there was just a like 6-3 dogfight in favor of the rebels or something. Yeah.
Right. There was just a lot of X-wings early.
But still, I
True.
also think I should have scouted the bottom left mine earlier.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. So that was the 1-0. And as Moon said, he likes asymmetrical maps. Yoink, Naboo it is, right?
Yeah, basically. I think it's no secret that I'm comfortable on this map. I mean, both we played it, Lany and I, in the 2v2 tournament. Really enjoyed it as well. So
Well, we didn't really enjoy it in the first finals match, but
yeah, first final.
Oh yeah. You guys liked that map, didn't you? You know, you liked it the second time when Realm decided
I
to
liked
build
it
a
the
mine
second
while you
time.
were on
Oh,
route.
that was beautiful. Yeah, no.
right.
I really enjoyed. I enjoyed this map. So
It's a fan
comfortable
favorite.
on both sides. So yeah, it worked out. So
Yeah. So Artemis, you had the choice between Empire and Rebels. Talk us through your view on that map.
I feel like Rebels are a little bit easier, but probably overall it's kind of balanced. But yeah, that's why I picked Rebels.
And then
if I had to pick, I would pick Rebels as well. So
okay,
I feel like it's. I don't know. The start just feels good with Rebels. I think so. That's why many people prefer it. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, and I feel like people have gotten a lot better at doing the aggressive Rebel start compared to, for example, 2019. Generally, the level is just much better this time around. I'm really enjoying that. So you got the faction you wanted, Artemis, but something went wrong. So talk us through the match from your perspective. To the game, not the whole match, obviously.
I don't think I remember all of the critical points, but I think I took a little bit too long at my base mine, and then I also arrived at the Nebula a little bit later. Compared to what would have been ideal, and also Moon attacked the Nebula mine pretty fast, so that didn't help. And I think then at some point did I build the upper mine on the right side? Yeah, I think maybe I should have just waited and forced the dogfight at that point.
Yeah, it looked like on that map, Moon, that you just had perfect timing in where you arrived. You found the bottom left mine when it was in red health building. You found the middle right mine when it was in red health building. You hit the enemy base mine with the bomber while it was building.
Yeah,
that was just really, really nice timing all around from my perspective.
Yeah, I feel like personally, I feel like the most critical point was to take the bottom left, the Nebula mine, basically. So I saw that you didn't focus on it that much, so I could build it and defend it with. I think I had 2 ties there all the time, and yeah, you had to use your other X-wings for the right side of the map. I think so. That turned out in my favor.
Yeah, right. So I would agree. Bottom left was probably the critical point in that game. Artemis, you didn't really go for his basement again in time. Had the dogfight on the bottom right, but I think the Nebula was more critical, honestly. That was really, yeah, the timing was bad for you at that point, and then Moon actually won the Nebula and could build it too. Now moving on, yeah, we had the Dantooine pick. And at that point, I thought it was like, okay, Moon beat me on like established maps, so let's pick the weird map.
Yeah, in a way. I mean, I didn't expect to win another map, so I thought it didn't really matter what map to pick. But then I remembered that Moon had banned Tangerine quite a lot, so I thought just give it a try.
3 times so far, if I counted correctly. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like this map, and now you know why. I, I
It
really don't
seems that
enjoy
the
it.
Lany crew has a lot of problems with Dantooine.
Definitely.
I,
But
I
what?
don't feel I don't like this map with either faction, so yeah, it was kind of. I mean, I obviously tried to win it, but it just didn't work out. So
Yeah, I told Cuarson in the stream, like, why does this work? Artemis just building everything,
Yeah.
and it worked. What the fuck? Why?
yeah, usually when I try that, it doesn't work. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not good enough
Same
with
with me.
rebels on that map.
I
So I
just
don't
don't
know.
get the map. I just don't get it. And obviously, you can't learn it from me. We've practiced a bit together, and there's literally nothing I can tell you about the map because I have no idea. So that probably didn't help either.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Artemis, is this something that you have practiced before and had success with in scrims? Just hard building all the mines and just overwhelming your opponent not with units but with mines?
I haven't played Dantooine especially that much in scrims, but I think against in my group stage match against you, the strategy going aggressively for the mines and spawning a third unit for the base mines, so I'm quicker at the other mines, worked kind of well, at least to a degree.
Well, you won.
Yeah.
To a degree.
I don't know if that was the reason, but yeah. And I think apart from that, something I noticed that in the course of the tournament is that I have to build mines faster, like not especially in the early game stage, but in general to keep mines up. And yeah, so I tend to build more mines now than probably in the group stage, for example.
All right. So already a little bit of a different approach from you. Yeah, Cuarson, any words on Dantooine?
No, I was blown away. Because right before the game started, I mentioned that a lot of times Empire players are too aggressive with the mines and Rebels just pop them, and then Artemis just builds all the mines.
Yeah.
Like we were like 5 minutes into the game and you'd already built 6 mines. I was like, where's this money coming from? He has Game Shark enabled.
I don't know. I just noticed that Moon wasn't present at the bottom right, and then also not really that much on the top left corner. And so I thought if I just build them all, he can never kill all of them in time. And yeah, pretty much from there on, it just snowballed because I could.
Yeah, you had
basically
a lot
every
of
mine
TIE fighters at one point.
Yeah, that was the crucial point, that you could build ties on top of the mines. So
yeah.
really
Actually, most important question: were you pop capped at the end?
I don't think so, but probably, I don't know, 15, 16, something like that.
Okay, because it looked absolutely disgusting.
There were a lot of TIE fighters.
Yeah.
Moon, you should have went for the canister.
Yeah, I know which moment you mean, but he didn't get close enough for it. So.
Lucky me, I didn't notice anything.
Neither did I, Artemis. Neither did I.
Yeah, and then oops, sorry.
Go on.
I didn't want to interrupt you. It's your interview.
Oh, no, it's okay.
Okay. No, it's okay. You talk. No, you talk. Right. So Dantooine, really unconventional strategy that both Cuarson and I didn't think would work out, and it worked out beautifully in the end. So that's another chapter to the book of Dantooine there. And going on for the fourth map, it was the question, is this the start of the big combat for Artemis? You even had the faction pick this time, so this is obviously a nice situation to be in. Moon, you picked the map that Artemis actually picked pretty much every single time that he played, right? Artemis, you just... do I have it here? I think you picked Geonosis like 4 or 5 times in the tournament so far.
Yeah, that could be right. I think it's just a map that a lot of players feel comfortable on because, yeah, it seems to be like the go-to 1v1 map.
Yeah, it's pretty much the default, as I always say.
Yeah. So weren't you like afraid, Moon, picking that map, that you pick something into the hands of Artemis?
Yeah, that thought went through my head at this point, but obviously after losing Dantooine as well, so I was like, should I really pick the map he picked all the time? But yeah, I don't know. As you guys just said, it's a map where many are comfortable with, and with both factions as well. So I feel like if I had to choose one more map, it would be Geonosis because I could play both factions. So that was my reasoning
So,
behind.
the rebels for you, Artemis. So, what is your approach? Because there's just so many things that Empire can do. So, how do you approach Geonosis' rebels?
Usually I just go for the, I guess, standard opening strategy. So going for the base mine, usually spawning 2 additional X-Wings there, and then building the satellite on the bottom right corner. And when I saw that Moon built one of the center mines, I thought it might be a good decision. I kind of expected him to do it because he had a lot of units there in the early game, or he had kept both mines. And so I just went with building the mine at the bottom right as well.
Mhm.
And I think probably one of the wrong decisions was to spawn my third X-Wing also at the base mine when I should have spawned it at my base mine maybe to defend against the bomber. I think there was a bomber, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I
And
would have
then-
to, go on. It's fine.
Yeah, and then after that, at some point, I just didn't build another map quickly enough. And you rebuild your base mine pretty fast. So I think, yeah, that kind of definitely tilted it into your favor.
Yeah. If I needed to recap that in two words, it would be supply dock. That's one word. And engine upgrade. It's also one word. Moon. How did you see that? I felt like destroying the supply dock and then having the engine upgrade to just force the X-Wings into attrition was just
Yeah.
such a perfect combination.
Yeah, I was really. I mean, I'm not surprised to not see an X-wing spawning, but it really played into my hands. Definitely, like the bomber could just wreak havoc on your economy. So I knew at that point if I just don't mess up too badly, it should work out because I could just over time I would have enough the income to uh, have a war of attrition here to outspend you in a way, even though I didn't always have a mine up as well, but I knew it. The cards were in my favor, so to speak.
It's interesting terminology, war of attrition. 'Cause that's exactly what you said during the game, Lany.
Mhm.
Literally the exact 3 words.
Crazy.
It's almost as if we were practicing together sometimes and then sharing
Yeah.
ideas and concepts.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Interesting.
sometimes
I mean, obviously, the point of destroying the supply dock is to, outspend the enemy. So that it's really nice to see it working. But it obviously doesn't always work because, as Artemis said, he should have held back a X-wing to deal with it, and then that's that with a bomber basically. So it's always kind of a gamble if it works out or not. But obviously, it can destroy the mine before that. So
yeah, that's right. It's this concept of the supply dock being dead is especially effective when there's few units on the map. So at that point, you kind of want to trade units. Usually, you don't want to trade units as Empire
Yeah.
because if there's few units, that's better for the rebels because of their stronger starting units.
Mm.
But at that point, when you have more guaranteed income, you actually might
Yeah.
want to trade because then each unit that you have more because of your supply dock is that much more impactful.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even know how long it takes to save up enough money for another mine without a supply dock. Do we have a number
We can
here?
do the math.
Well,
Let
it
me
takes
see.
twice as long. Yeah. Well, no, not quite, because the station does generate some other passive income, doesn't it?
Okay, if you keep talking for half a minute, I have done the math.
Okay.
So while Lenny is calculating, really enjoyed Geonosis. I feel like it's a good map to, as I said earlier, that it's both factions really have a good chance of winning, and yeah, definitely. It's really cool to see if the when the bomber gets to work, so to speak. It's just very satisfying to see the supply dock go up in flames, and that's something that rebels can't really do, or usually don't do. I mean, you try to call in the bomber at some point.
Yeah, but that was kind
the
of an
mine.
act of desperation.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I was lucky to have 2 ties already inbound,
Yeah, for me
which
it
were
was kind of.
following your other X-wing, which went up there. Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me at that point it was the choice of leaving your base mine up or trying to destroy it with the bomber, because I don't think I would have been able to get enough X-wings there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like as rebels on Geonosis, most of the time you have to react like to the Empire opening.
I agree. As you said earlier, there's this standard rebel strategy, like building the bottom right tower and going for the base mine. And Empire usually has more options available. And as you just said, it's the rebels have this standard start, but then have to adapt. And I feel like they have multiple ways, but the starting strategy, which influences the game much more, is the Empire strategy, I think.
Yeah, I'd agree.
I've done the math. It took a bit longer because I wanted to actually also include the comeback money, the rubber banding in the game, because the losing player. There is rubber banding in the game, exactly. 10% of the difference between the players' incomes is given to the losing player. So if you don't have a supply dock and your opponent has a supply dock, nominally you have 2.5 credits per second, your opponent has 5 credits per second, assuming nobody has a mine. But actually there is the comeback money, so you actually have 2.75 credits per second as the losing player. And if that is the case, then it takes you 310 seconds to get the 850 credits for a mine. That's more than 5 minutes, a little bit more than 5 minutes. If your opponent has a mine and you don't have nothing, not even the supply dock, then it still takes you 4 minutes and 20 seconds because you get a little bit more of that rubber band money. Yeah, so that just goes to show how much of a sitting duck you are without any income, without the supply dock, because 5 minutes to build a mine, that's long.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Okay. Well, we have like pretty much no viewers left, so I think we should wrap this up.
Boring.
Yeah, it just it just shows that we like to talk and to dissect these games because we are players too.
Right.
So always thinking about these things. But I think that's the right call now. Before we do more math, we should probably wrap the interview up at this point.
We should get a. You should make
Come
a little
for the
graphic
game, stay for the math.
You should do some of that math, make like little graphics.
I could do that, yeah.
That'd be really interesting. Anyways, good game to everybody.